Hi everyone, thank you for joining me in this session on the topic of optimized transcription using MAXQDA. Regarding this session, there is a handout available covering the topics that we'll be testing today. So all the features that we'll be addressing during the sessions are described in some detail in that PDF file, so you can download it and work at your own convenience later on after the session. Let's start by opening MAXQDA. So before loading files into the software, into this specific project file, please note something important. Well, when it comes to methodology, for most authors, the process of analyzing the data starts when you are actually collecting your own data, meaning that whenever you approach your research data, you are getting acquainted with the data and sensing the data. So many of these tasks or most of these tasks are very important, including, of course, collecting the data. By transcribing the data, well, technically speaking, it's something related to data processing, meaning that you will be, of course, transcribing, but making adjustments and cleaning your data, preparing everything in order to be analyzed later on in a software like MAXQDA. But in this respect, you should consider that there is more than one strategy available to complete the task of transcribing your files. So, for instance, you may opt for selective transcription, and then you don't fully transcribe your files, or you may go for a full transcription, and then all the details are transposed to the text. Well, how do we select how to do the transcription? Well, it depends on many factors, including the type of data and the methodology that you want to implement in your project. But it is important to, first of all, bear in mind that there are different ways to complete these tasks, and secondly, MAXQDA offers you the chance to work the way you want. So you have the freedom to select how to work, how to complete your transcripts, how to integrate the data here in the software. Let's start by loading an audio file. The process is the same as for importing a video file. So under the Import tab, you have here the option to import audio files. And if you check here on the bottom of this dialog box, you may see a comprehensive list of file formats. And the standard file formats for audio or video files are available here. So you can import MP3 or a WAV or even MP4, AVI, so MPG. Several options are available. So in case you don't find a standard file format that meets your requirements, you may, of course, convert your new files and then import directly to the software. So let's try it out with an audio file. we select the audio, and then, well, the software will ask you straight away if you want to import the transcript associated with the file. For the moment, we will say no, and we have here the raw data available. And you may see that the multimedia browser is opened by default directly. So, and within the multimedia browser, you may see a timeline with plenty of options to clip your graph, or to build clips in the audio graph. And a very important feature is the control panel. So on the control panel, you may find two options. One, to adjust the volume. So when you are doing the playback, you may select and you may adjust the volume of your playback. Another important feature is the playing speed. So you can increase it or decrease in order to listen carefully to your audio or video files. For the moment, I'm going to switch off this box. And well, you know that you are always able to control the playback and the pausing of your recording here directly in the software. So you are not requested to switch between different softwares. You can complete everything in MAXQDA, and you just have to press F4 on a Windows machine. So you can see the bar moving on, and then we stop. And this is the multimedia browser. You can see also that, well, there is a special icon for the audio file, and within the document browser, a new document relating to this audio file is generated. And within this document, you can type your transcript. Be aware that in order to complete the transcription, if you press right button, you have here the option to transcribe the audio file. And then a different layout is offered. So you have here a new document browser that is detached from the workspace, and embedded in the upper level you find the multimedia browser. And right now you can see that well, you have again the control panel, and then also the transcription settings. So let's try to open this box. And yes, it's available here on the left. And the first thing you may find is the rewind interval. So this is very handy when you are doing the transcription. So whenever you pause the playback, if you restart it, then you will listen to the last seconds before you stop. And this is very important to relate to the last sentences that you transcribed in the document, so you can recall the information, and yeah, you can use this to speed up the process. Another feature here is the possibility of inserting automatically timestamps whenever you press enter. So I will give it a try right now, so you can see how it works. And well, I'm going to Press enter, and you see that the bar is here and a new timestamp has been inserted. So if you move the audio bar again, whenever you press return, a new timestamp is included. And of course, this is very important to link audio files with the audio or video files with the transcripts. And later we'll check a file in all the detail. Another feature that you probably will feel like considering for the job is the possibility of assigning names to your participants and then insert them automatically in the transcript while you are typing information. So if you activate this option, whenever you type and whenever you press return, you have the option to you have this label inserted directly in the text, and then you can type. And then one more time the return, and of course, person 2 will be inserted. Another possibility is the option to use the auto text. The auto text, you can see here the box, so you have the option to generate abbreviations of names, for instance, and this can be very handy because sometimes we have these collective interviews, like focus groups or other discussions, and then you have the option to foster the process by using these abbreviations within the software. You are always able to insert here the correct values, and well, okay, you can adjust the names very easily. So let me just switch off the transcribe mode. You know that whenever we activate the edit mode, you have the option to find the option to edit the transcription. And since we started by importing a raw audio file, eventually it is a good idea to do the testing and importing a transcript with or without timestamps. But let's see what are the timestamps. So I'm going to open here a full transcript of the audio file, and you can see that, well, the timestamp is a string of text that is available here. And the good thing is MAXQDA is able to read this timestamp and to understand this timestamp. If you use a different software to generate your transcripts, well, in case you don't have the exact same string, you can replace some of the values, and then the software will be able to understand the timestamp and to make use of the timestamps. And the timestamps are very, very important when we are analyzing the data, especially when we find something that we don't understand in the transcript, and we need to make some amendments or to check the audio again. If you have several timestamps, you can simply click those timestamps and go to the point in the audio or video that you need, instead of searching for the right place in the audio or video to retrieve the correct information. And well, if you come to the import tab, you have the option to import transcripts, and let's do it for a given transcript. It comprises timestamps, and MAXQDA will ask you for the related media file. So you have the option to connect the dots in a way and bring the audio file that belongs to the transcript, or that it's connected to the transcript. And you see here right now the timeline, and it's full of timestamps. So you know how it works. Whenever you press a single entry, you open directly the audio. So the two items are linked. And you can see that, of course, these timestamps can be generated within MAXQDA when you do the transcription, when you complete the transcription within the software. So if you want to check the overview of timestamps, so there is a table available containing all the existing timestamps. The more timestamps you have, the more detail will be this sort of connection. And as I said, very often we need to get back to our original files to check the contents and to, in a way, validate our transcriptions. And in MAXQDA, of course, you get this table containing all the timestamps. Don't forget about also the sync mode. It's available here, so you can switch on in order to synchronize the contents while you are typing. And of course, you have an icon to switch on and off the multimedia browser. Don't forget that it's possible to open the transcribe mode for a more interesting approach towards your files. As I said, within the software, you have many different options, and of course, there is a growing market of possibilities in terms of generating transcripts using artificial so in MAXQDA, you have these APIs to connect the software to some of these services. These ones have been tested, so they offer you very good chances of having a good transcript. You know that it varies in terms of the quality of the output based on the language of the file, or even the quality of the file. And well, if you decide to to use one of these services, you will get a file like this one. Let me open it. This transcription has been generated into Simon Says, one of the options, and you get some metadata right at the top of the file, of this Word file. You can see that the timestamps are a little bit different, but again, the software will be able to understand the contents of this file. So I'm going to upload the file. And for the moment, I'm going to upload a transcript without automation so that you can see the results. So no timestamps or whatsoever. These ones have been inserted randomly, and we would have to check. Well, I do have the option to import directly my automated transcription. So let's give it a try. Now I'm requested to assign a video file in this case. Okay, and well, with this direct linkage to Simon Says outputs, then you can see that it's very easy to have everything working in good order. So you see here, all the timestamps are available here. Also, the original file generated by Simon Says. So you can see that you can make the most out of these transcription services and this sort of openness given by MAXQDA to import files generated elsewhere proves to be very, very handy for most of the users. So right now, you can see a video file, and the frames are available on the top of the dialog box. Again, you have the audio graph, and obviously there are some options to assist you in the process of analyzing your data. One of the options is, of course, to extract one of these frames, and you can insert the resulting capture directly in the text. Sometimes we do also analyze the way people act, or their body language, or other relevant elements given by the image. So the good thing about analyzing these sort of files is you can combine different levels, starting with the text, of course, but also with images. For those familiar with MAXQDA, you can see that the tools that you know from other from other parts of the software are available here as well. So, of course, we are free to insert memos anytime. We can type our ideas directly in an audio or video file. And of course, the memo is attached to a specific part of the timeline. Another feature is, of course, the possibility of coding some segments in the audio graph. So it's possible to code information. So it is very similar to coding text directly in the software. You just have to select a certain amount of time in the timeline, and then you just code it. Or of course, you can even select the option to transcribe or to export the video clip. It is very common that when we have audio and video files, we don't analyze all the elements in the file, or all the contents in the file. So we very often select specific clips in our files to analyze in detail. Also because sometimes the group discussions are not relevant all the time. So when something is important, or when a discussion has to do with our research topic, then we put a lot of focus on that specific parts, and then we just take good care of those clips in our file. So yes, you have the option to transcribe and also to export the clip. So in order to build a sort of subset, this is a very recent feature, but very handy as well. Right now, if I close the multimedia browser, then you can see here the example of my code, and well, it is linked to the file. So whenever I select the resulting code, the multimedia browser is opened by default. So at last, don't forget that. Let me switch off here the edit mode. You find the spell checking options in the software. So it's possible to, while doing the transcription, to correct or to identify any errors in the transcription for some of the languages. And we switch off this edit mode. At last, don't forget that, of course, you also find connections or direct connections to the more traditional softwares for the transcription. There is also a very recent option given by this integration of VTT files. So the VTT are the transcriptions that are generated automatically by conference softwares like Microsoft Teams and Zoom. They are very popular at the moment, so you can conduct your meetings in these platforms, and then you extract the video files and the related transcripts, and the files can be read by MAXQDA directly. So thank you very much for taking part in this guided tour regarding transcription facilities in MAXQDA. In case you have any question, don't hesitate to contact me and the MAXQDA team anytime soon. We'll be glad to help you making the best out of the software. Thank you very much and see you soon.